Friends, gonna do a little video about Batman and Robin Eternal. I haven't read many of my other comics yet. Haven't read my other Batman books, which are just Arkham Knight stuff. I don't think I'm gonna get to that for a while. I'm just not in the mood for Arkham, the regular Arkham Knight series, and I don't have anything special to say about Batman and Robin Eternal #9, except I really liked it a lot, and I'm starting to feel kind of confident in this series. The As we all know, the past Eternal series was so up and down. I just kind of just wait for things to get bad. But at the moment, I feel like of our core group of writers, we've only got one weak one, it feels like, and the rest seem to be doing a really snappy job on this. And I'd say the overall plot after 9 issues feels really tight compared to Eternal, which tried to spread itself out into so many different subplots. This has some little different character threads, but is pretty unified in purpose and cause and direction, and that's highly appealing. And they've kept up a similar pace issue by issue of covering a few beats more of story and going into them a little deeper than they might have. Not deep in the intellectual sense or anything, but just giving them a little more space in a good way. And this issue continues all those strengths and adds on what I thought was incredibly good, fun superhero dialogue. Each character had their own way of talking, and their interactions were really fun. The strongest was the Red Hood and Red Robin dialogue, but everywhere it just worked really well here. And so I have to do a mea culpa because I was out there publicly saying, oh no, I'm worried. We've got 2 brand new writers we've never even heard of. Bring on the rookies to fill in issues on Batman and Robin Eternal. These guys, Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly. I can only assume they have experience as Hollywood scriptwriters or something, but unlike what sometimes happens, they really get these characters. They seem to really get how to pace a comic. They just did an awesome job. So now I am looking forward to more Lansing and Kelly scripts. The art was good art. I've heard some complaints about the faces, and it didn't bother me, but I felt that the artist, the penciler, is Raj Antonio, someone I've never heard of before, and the colorist I've never heard of before, but the coloring was very good. Alan Pasalacqua. All these the letterers, Sadia Temofonte, all these kind of Latin kind of names, I guess. But what was I saying? I really like the storytelling by Raj. And I'm not crazy about the way they do Red Hood's mask. I'm not even that crazy about Bane, but I'm never crazy about Bane, and I'm never quite sure what he's supposed to really look like. Either of those characters. But, this is really great. Here we see Bane punching Red Hood, and then in the next panel we see Red Hood on the ground and Bane doing a bit of a kind of balletic dance or jump there. And I just like the movement from panel to panel is very good, and I like the use of blacks and shadow. So the action scenes are very fun and lively, and which matches the lively dialogue. There's good, like this pacing from this throwing scene to this close-up of catching it to this kind of silhouette in reverse. To me, it was really good storytelling. So good dialogue, good visual storytelling. Maybe less detail than some of the artists we've had, like in this Prague Batcave that before was lined with skulls and now just has one skull in it. But so many other good touches. The dialogue and the mix of the action with Bluebird and Dick Grayson was great. I just feel really up on this series right now. And kind of a running joke on Twitter or in my comments is that Jared is just waiting for me and other people reading this comic to become really disappointed. But and I was kind of waiting for that to happen too. But I'm starting to get confident, which may means I'm being set up for a fall. But yeah, I liked all kinds of things. I felt like the Red Robin was really getting his due here, and the nerd call-outs to shark repellent and I don't know. It just the details were really done right. And I really like the reveal on the last page, and there are spoilers in this, but maybe I'll avoid mentioning that till next time, the reveal on the very last page. But it was very cool. And Josh Hayes has always made some great points about Bane and the person revealed on the last page. So yeah, I've hardly ever liked Bane. So bring on more of these two writers, and hopefully more Genevieve Valentine. I guess her first of her two issues was stronger, but both issues were good. And Tim Seeley, who did a great job, and Tinian's issues have all been strong. So if that's the team, and we just have the one person who seems to get things less well so far, maybe he'll step up his game, Steve Orlando. If that's everybody, and we just keep rotating through these people, and we keep with kind of the model of how these issues have been for the next, 14 more issues, or no, 17 more issues? Well, that's a lot to keep up the pace, but it's very fun, very exciting, looking forward to, this is where you feel rewarded for following a weekly series. It's funny, Scott Snyder's name is on here, but Tinian's name is now first, and I know even with Batman Eternal, Tinian was doing most of the main work, and Scott was just his co-plotter, at the beginning of the project before anything else happened. And I wonder if at this point we're just seeing Tinian come into his own as kind of a leader here. And because I almost feel this is not at all like a Scott Snyder comic book now, that I could see touches of Scott Snyder in Batman Eternal. But I don't really feel like I see Snyder in this. I feel a different approach to the Bat universe that I'm really enjoying. Not that I don't often enjoy the Snyder approach, but I don't always enjoy the Snyder approach. And I kind of need a break from that. If I had anything to pick on, there was this scene in the past, this confrontation between Bruce Wayne and Mother. And I felt like Mother had the upper hand in every way. And I just think of Bruce Wayne as like the smartest guy on the planet. And I just wanted him to find a little more of an edge in this scene, to see a little more strengths of Bruce Wayne in this, instead of just totally being manipulated and all his weaknesses found by Mother, him finding no weaknesses in Mother, and him on the defensive entirely. Maybe that's my own weakness about Batman. I want him to be my ultimate macho self. So I don't like, when he is shown to be weak, I almost like it like in that old comic Venom where he becomes a drug addict. I want it to be a weakness where he's seeking out strength, in a sense. Yeah, I don't think I've liked Bane more. I haven't read all the Bane comics. I certainly haven't read, I think there was a series that showed the origins of Bane and everything, and I've not read that. But this was good Bane, which I feel funny even saying that. So I haven't checked to see who's writing next week's issue. It seems like there's a pattern when people write two issues and people draw two issues in a row, that the second one feels a little hastier, but we'll see. But Batman and Robin Eternal is a very strong DC comic right now. And maybe they really have learned a lot, or Tinian at least, or the editors he's working with have learned a lot from their previous weekly. And maybe some of the strengths of this, if it continues this strong, will spread out into some other Bat books. That'd be nice to see. Okay. Talk to y'all later. I will link to any videos I find talking about this below. Wednesday Serial had some cool things to say, along with lots of other stuff to say. I am not reading the Robin War, but other people are saying lots of interesting and good things about that, so I may eventually circle back and read the Robin War. I worry about getting Robined out. This may be my perfect dose of Robins in here, and I may not need more Robins. So, I also had a thought, because Damian Wayne is returning to Gotham for the War of the Robins, but does that mean he now might be possibly put into play in this series? Will we see some Damian Wayne? That would throw another really strong and different personality into this sort of group of sidekicks on an adventure. I don't know. Maybe he can't really fit in because I don't know where this is going. Maybe their whole adventure will then be hopping from city to city and place to place without returning to Gotham before the adventure's up. Well, we got to return to Gotham at least at the end, right? So yeah, cool. Hopefully next issue we'll get even more of the female characters. That would be nice. What did happen to Spoiler? I've lost track of her. But it would be good to see some adventures. What's up with Cassandra Cain? She's not been at the center here, but she's been a centrally important character, and we could use some more of her coming up, I hope. There, now I think I've said it all that I have to say. And I will be back soon. My non-Batman videos. Someone joked also that I do this because Batman gets views, but these get less views and less comments. If you want to comment down below, I will reply to you, perhaps multiple times. I don't know. I guess maybe people enjoy my videos where I talk about a wide spectrum of books, and then people have different things they want to talk about within it. But I do get a lot less response on these Batman videos. So that's not going to stop me. If I'm excited to do a Batman video, I will do it. Other weeks, I may just fold, like I did last week, I may just fold the Batman in with talking about a bunch of other comics. So yeah, if you didn't see me and you wanted to hear what I had to say about Batman comics last week, I think I focused more on Robin's Son of Batman. But I did a video where I talked about all the DC and Marvel comics I read last week, a few days ago. Talk to y'all later.